Have you ever pondered the true essence of your identity and how much personal freedom you possess? In the grand tapestry of human history, the concept of personal identity and freedom has been a recurring motif, evolving and taking on new dimensions as civilizations rise and fall. In the ancient world, the cradle of philosophy, the streets of Greece echoed with the profound dialogues of thinkers like Socrates and Plato. They questioned the nature of self, diving into the depths of human consciousness and exploring the labyrinth of personal identity. Their teachings, though millennia old, still resonate with us, shaping our understanding of what it means to be ourselves. Meanwhile, in the serene landscapes of the East, the philosophies of Buddhism and Taoism were taking root. These teachings emphasize self-awareness and inner peace, introducing concepts like mindfulness and detachment. The Buddha's journey to enlightenment and Laozi's wisdom in the Tao Te Ching laid the groundwork for individual thought and expression, encouraging us to look inward for truth and understanding. These ancient philosophies, both Western and Eastern, played a crucial role in shaping the concept of personal identity. They urged us to question, to introspect, and to strive for self-awareness. They taught us that freedom is not just about the absence of physical chains, but also about liberating the mind and embracing our true selves. In the early days, these great minds started to peel back the layers of what it means to be an individual. They set the stage for a grand play that has been unfolding for centuries, a play about personal freedom and identity. They were the pioneers, the trailblazers who dared to question and to explore, who dared to dream of a world where everyone has the freedom to be themselves. These thinkers, these visionaries, they were the dawn of identity, the first sparks in a long, illuminating journey towards understanding the essence of personal freedom and self-expression. As societies evolved, so did our understanding of personal freedom. Let's journey back to the transformative periods of the Renaissance and Enlightenment, eras that played a crucial role in the birth of personal freedom. The Renaissance was a time of rebirth and renewal. The world was beginning to crawl out of the Dark Ages, and mankind was stretching its wings, ready to take flight into a new era of discovery. A profound respect for the individual began to take root. This was a time when the likes of Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo flourished, their creative genius not just celebrated, but encouraged. It was a time when society began to value the individual's potential for creativity and innovation. The Enlightenment, or the Age of Reason, followed suit. It was an era where reason was championed as the primary source of authority. Philosophers like John Locke and Voltaire took center stage, their ideas echoing through the halls of time. Locke, with his emphasis on life, liberty, and property, inspired revolutions on both sides of the Atlantic. Voltaire's fierce defense of civil liberties, including freedom of religion and free speech, further cemented the importance of personal freedom. These were periods of intense intellectual and cultural growth, a time when people began to question the status quo and seek to define their own identities. The focus shifted from the collective to the individual. This shift was not just philosophical, but practical as well. It began to influence legal systems, governance, and societal norms. The individual's right to think, act, and speak freely was being recognized and protected. These eras didn't just foster great thinkers and artists. They laid the groundwork for the modern understanding of personal freedom and identity. They gave birth to the notion that every individual has a unique voice, a unique perspective, and a unique identity that should be respected and protected. The seeds of personal freedom and identity were firmly planted during these transformative periods. The ideas that were once merely seeds have now grown into the rich, diverse forest of personal identities we see today. Each one of us is a testament to this incredible journey of personal freedom. The Industrial Revolution was not just a time of technological advancement, but a pivotal moment for personal freedom. This period, a whirlwind of innovation and change, saw the rise of factories, cities, and new ways of living. But beneath the smokestacks and steam engines, a profound transformation was taking place. The rigid social structures of the past were being reshaped, and with it came a new awareness of individual rights and freedoms. As cities grew, so did a sense of collective identity. People from diverse backgrounds found themselves living side by side, working in the same factories, sharing the same struggles. This new urban community, bound together by shared experiences, began to question the societal norms that had long governed their lives. They began to demand rights not as subjects but as individuals. Simultaneously, other movements were gathering momentum. The abolitionist movement, for instance, was a powerful force for change, challenging the horrifying institution of slavery and fighting for the fundamental right of freedom. This struggle was not just about breaking physical chains, but about asserting the inherent dignity and worth of every individual. In parallel, the women's suffrage movement was taking root. Women, long relegated to the margins of society, began to rise up, demanding their right to vote, to work, to have a say in the decisions that shaped their lives. The fight was not easy, but the courage and tenacity of these women began to crack the bedrock of patriarchal norms. The battles fought during these times shaped the modern understanding of personal freedom and identity. They reminded us that freedom is not a given, but something that must be fought for, again and again. As we move forward, let's remember the lessons of the Industrial Revolution, that every individual has the right to freedom, dignity, and the pursuit of their own identity. In today's digital age, the concept of personal freedom and identity is continuously evolving. We've journeyed from the dawn of identity through the birth of personal freedom and the fight for rights, landing now in the era where self-expression is king. The digital revolution, with its lightning-fast connectivity and limitless platforms, has flung the doors wide open for self-expression. Social media, blogs, vlogs, podcasts, digital art, and more have become the canvas for individuals to paint their identities. It's an age where everyone has the power to tell their story, to share their perspective, to express their creativity, and to influence the world. Yet this new frontier of self-expression is not without its challenges. The digital world can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's a platform for freedom, a place where voices that were once silenced can now be heard. On the other hand, it's a realm where the line between private and public is blurred, where the pressure to curate a perfect life can be overwhelming, and where the echo chambers can stifle diversity of thought. But let's not overlook the beauty of this era. The digital age has brought about a democratization of expression. Now, a teenager in a small town can share their art with the world. A marginalized individual can find a community that understands and supports them, and a quiet voice can echo loudly across the globe. Moreover, this era has given rise to new forms of activism, where hashtags can spark global movements, where the fight for rights can be mobilized at the click of a button, and where the quest for personal freedom continues to evolve. The era of self-expression, despite its challenges, is a testament to the tenacity of the human spirit. It's a celebration of our diversity, our creativity, and our relentless desire to express who we are. The struggle and celebration of personal freedom continue in various forms across the world. As we navigate this digital landscape, let's remember to use these platforms not just as a mirror for self-reflection, but also as a window to understand, empathize, and connect with the diverse identities that populate our world. Looking back, it's clear that the quest to be ourselves is an ever-evolving narrative. A narrative that begins in the bustling streets of ancient Greece, with philosophers like Socrates and Plato pondering the essence of self. Simultaneously, Eastern philosophies like Buddhism and Taoism emphasized self-awareness and inner peace, laying the groundwork for individual thought and expression. Fast-forwarding through the corridors of time, we arrive at the Renaissance, an era of intellectual rebirth that celebrated the limitless potential of humanity. The Enlightenment further fueled this quest, advocating personal liberty and freedom of expression. The narrative then sweeps us into the Industrial Revolution, a time of dramatic societal change where people began to seek individual rights and freedoms. As we journeyed into the 19th and 20th centuries, pivotal movements for civil rights, gender equality, and freedom of expression shaped our modern understanding of personal freedom. Today, in our contemporary digital age, new frontiers for self-expression have emerged. Social media, despite its double-edged nature, provides a global platform for individuals to express their identities. In this journey, we've seen the narrative of personal freedom and identity evolve, shaped by the tides of time and the ceaseless human desire to express our true selves. It's a narrative that's as diverse as humanity itself, one that continues to unfold in the digital dialogues of our time. We encourage you to continue this conversation, to debate and discuss the evolution of our personal freedoms and identities. It's through these discussions that we gain new insights, challenge our preconceptions, and ultimately grow as individuals and as a society. As we look towards the future, remember those who fought for our right to be ourselves and continue to break barriers. Like this video to support more content like this and subscribe for upcoming videos. Keep the conversation going in the comments below.